If you sleep with your dog each night, this will happen. In January 2021, Canisius College in Buffalo, New York, conducted a groundbreaking study on sleeping with dogs. Over 1,000 Australian dog owners participated, and the results were surprisingly unexpected. Researchers discovered intriguing effects on those who shared their beds with their dogs, outcomes they hadn't fully anticipated. So, what were they? Bonding. There's something comforting about ending the day with your furry companion by your side. As you settle under the covers, your dog hops up, ready to snuggle. Who could resist? But is sharing your bed with your pup really a good idea? Interestingly, research shows that when dogs sleep alongside their humans, their heartbeats and breathing sync up. This suggests a deep, subconscious bond between you and your four-legged friend as you both drift into dreamland. Long ago, dogs would cuddle together for warmth and safety, so it's no surprise they still seek that connection today. Sleep is when dogs are most vulnerable, so when they snuggle up beside you, they're following deep-rooted instincts for safety and trust. Those bedtime cuddles aren't just comforting, they strengthen the bond of friendship, lasting well beyond the morning alarm. Sleep quality. Now, diving back into what the folks at Canisius College found out. It turns out that about 2/3 of pet parents hardly ever feel like their sleep is disrupted by their dogs. Pretty cool, right? There was also another study where researchers strapped activity trackers onto women who let their dogs bunk with them. What they saw was kind of funny. If the dog so much as twitched, the chances of the woman tossing and turning shot up. But here's the kicker. Most of the time, the women didn't even realize it was happening. Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? It's like, sure, our dogs might wiggle around and bug us a bit at night, but we don't really link that to feeling groggy the next day. It's almost as if the good vibes and sense of safety we get from our furry pals make those little interruptions worth it. But hold up a sec. Before you get all cozy with your four-legged snooze buddy, the American Academy of Sleep Medicine points out that a whole lot of people are wrestling with sleep troubles like insomnia and sleep apnea. We're talking millions here. And choppy sleep just messes with our brains. Getting the right kind of shut-eye means cycling through all 4 sleep stages multiple times each night. Each round takes about 90 minutes, so doing the math, most of us need a solid 7 to 8 hours of pretty much uninterrupted sleep to be at our best. Skimping on quality Z's can really throw a wrench in things like paying attention, picking up new skills, getting those creative juices flowing, and making smart choices. So yeah, having your dog snuggled up with you is super comforting, but it's all about striking that sweet balance. We've got to make sure we're getting that uninterrupted rest to wake up feeling like $1,000,000, ready to dive into whatever the day throws at us. And that goes for our pooches too. Anxiety levels. Did you know that there are service dogs specially trained to sleep alongside individuals coping with PTSD? Their presence at night has been recognized as a comforting and calming influence, offering solace to those who find themselves restless, caught up in the worries of the day. Professionals who face high levels of stress on a daily basis have shared stories of how their anxiety and sleeplessness began to fade once they started sharing their nighttime space with a dog. It seems that the rhythm of a dog's peaceful breathing and the warmth of their body can work wonders in calming a troubled mind. And let's be honest, who can resist the gentle nudge of a dog as they persistently paw at your bedroom door? Health. Having a dog around changes not only the vibe of your place, but also the bacterial landscape too. Research suggests that hanging out with our furry pals and all the microorganisms they bring along might actually boost our health by beefing up our immune defenses. Now, for the kiddos in the house, growing up with pets, especially during their first year, might mean they'll dodge some allergies to things like pets, dust mites, and pollen later in life. But it's not just about avoiding sniffles and sneezes. Having a dog can do wonders for our overall health. Feeling stressed? A quick petting session with your dog can lower your blood pressure, so that nightly cuddle fest with your pup might be doing more than just warming your feet. However, that same mix of microbes that's boosting your immune system might also bring along some uninvited guests, like more hostile bacteria, viruses, and the occasional parasite. Especially if your immune system isn't up to par or you've got a cut that's healing, you might want to rethink the whole bed-sharing setup with your pet. And for those among us battling allergies or asthma, sharing your pillow with a pooch might crank up those symptoms, even if your doggo is supposedly the hypoallergenic kind. Turns out, allergens don't just hitch a ride on fur. They're in the drool and dander too. But it's one thing to gently steer your pup away to their own bed when they want to snuggle up with you. And a whole different story when you're inviting them to your side, but all you get is, "Nah, I'll pass." So, why doesn't your dog want to sleep with you? A lot of dogs really dig the whole safe and snug vibe they get from being in bed with their humans. Besides, a dog's nose is like a superhighway straight to their happy place in the brain. Since we humans tend to, well, marinate in our beds, sweat and all, our beds end up smelling a whole lot like us. For our scent-loving furry friends, snoozing in a spot that's all wrapped up in our smell is pretty much the dream. But hey, just like us, dogs have their own likes and dislikes. Maybe the squishy softness of a mattress isn't their jam, and they'd rather kick back on something a bit sturdier. Or maybe it's the smell of your detergent or the feel of your sheets that they're not too keen on. And don't forget about older pups or those dealing with health issues that leap onto the bed can be a real hurdle for them. If that's the case, setting up some pet-friendly steps or tweaking your bed setup could be just the ticket to making your bed a welcoming spot for them. With all that said, what's the final call? Should you let your dog sleep in your bed? According to the Canisius College study, nearly half of the participants, ranging from ages 18 to 78, shared their bed with their dog. Another 20% said their pup stayed close but opted for a cozy spot elsewhere in the bedroom. Meanwhile, 31% preferred their dogs to sleep outside the bedroom entirely. Researchers used heat maps to track where dogs prefer to sleep, and the results varied based on sleeping arrangements. In households with couples, dogs typically settle at their feet or right in the middle. Solo sleepers often find their furry companion curled up at chest level, exactly where a human partner might be. For those with smaller beds, dogs either stay on the floor or, if they join their owner, still tend to snuggle at chest level. Interestingly, about a third of dogs prefer to burrow under the covers for their night's sleep. So, should you invite your pup into bed? That's entirely up to you. As long as you take basic precautions, like keeping your bedding clean and ensuring a healthy sleep environment, there's no reason you and your furry friend can't enjoy some cozy snooze time together. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.